And today we have some interesting conversation, and an important one at that. We are looking at genomics to trace the ancestry of Africans and their diasporan relations, some sort of unification. And I think it will interest you to be part of it. You can join us 027 514 49 490 5957838. I mean 7438660 05957438666. These are engagement platforms. Get interactive with us. I have as my guest this morning Dr. Richael Mills. She is here with us, University of Cape Coast College of Health and Allied Sciences, the School of Allied Health Sciences, Department of Biomedical Sciences. I also have Professor LaKisha David. She's Assistant Professor, Department of Anthropology, College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. Good morning,
Good
ladies.
morning.
Welcome to ATL FM.
Thank you.
And so I will want to begin quickly with you, Professor David. And we hear about genomics, we hear about genealogy and all the tracing our ancestry. Help us with some brief overview about all this and why it is important.
Thank you for inviting us here. So when we hear about tracing our ancestry and genetic genealogy, it does tend to be about ancestry, roots, and history and things like that. So what we're doing with this project is family reunification. We're actually taking a step further. We're using the DNA to find relatives, to find distant cousins. So for example, for a Ghanaian person here, we know that ancestors were taken away. And so what we're doing is finding those descendants, the living descendants of those people who were taken away, and helping them to find their family members here. So it's not about, it's less about, saying that you are a Fonte or a Khan, but more saying, that Dr. Mills is my cousin. So this is what we're doing, this family reunification. And so it's important because it brings healing, it brings identity development, it brings this reparations from the harms that was done in the past.
And then how can African Americans use a genetic genealogy to trace their ancestry?
It's very important that we test as many African people as possible. And so in this case, testing as many Ghanaians as possible, because we have to do a one-to-one comparison. Just like you would share a certain amount of DNA with your mother, with your father, with your grandparents and cousins. So we need to test as many Ghanaians and others as possible so that when African Americans test, we can compare our DNA one-to-one to find our relatives here. And in that way, that we can talk to our cousins here in Ghana, and that Ghanaian person can share their family history and community history with the African American.
Maybe just before I come to Dr. Mills, we're looking at emotional issues, we're looking at social issues. How, with your experience and what you've seen so far, when people realize that they have relatives in the diaspora, how do they embrace this?
From the African American perspective? So from the African American perspective, it oftentimes brings a lot of great pride and joy. So usually the people that come to me are people who are seeking it, right? They are wanting more information about their family history, their ancestral history. But we were often told that we would never be able to find our family members in Africa.
They did?
Right. And so to be able to find living relatives in Africa is almost difficult to describe. It brings a sense of pride, identity. You're feeling like you're not bound by different discriminations and things like that in the U.S. There is another place that you can call home where it's beautiful to be in our melanin, dark skin, and, all of these things, acceptance, belonging, all these things that will bring, healing to the self.
Dr. Mills, I want to come to you, and I know there's a collaboration between the University of Cape Coast and the University of Illinois. How is this collaboration helping to, as it were, bring some success to the project? And I know you're doing a lot of research. How is this working?
Yes, okay, so I think the University of Cape Coast offers a very good platform for this research, especially where it is situated in history. And we all know that when tourists come to Ghana, they would definitely visit Cape Coast. So University of Cape Coast really is strategic in carrying out this research. So in collaborating with the University of Illinois, it doesn't only come as a mere collaboration, but we tend to benefit from the exchange of knowledge. And we are looking into the future of having further exchange between the two universities, between our school and also between their school.
And share with us the prospects. Yes.
So with the prospects of this project, we're looking forward that people in Cape Coast and beyond, especially Central Region, with its pivotal role that it played in the whole slave trade, we're hoping that it will bring a sense also of reunification, because for few families that we have visited in Cape Coast who have tested and have already connected with people in the diaspora, there is that sense of brotherliness, that I have a relation out there in the diaspora, and they can even do video conferencing and they can talk. So we are looking forward to expanding this project to cover more people, that they can also connect, because we want our African brothers and sisters to come home and feel at home.
Dr. David, we live now in a technological world, AI everywhere. I want you to help us how we can leverage on science and technology to help in this regard.
In fact, where we are in our technological advancements is what's helping us to do this project. So we need lots of computational power, including the use of AI, to be able to create these models that gives us accurate predictions of the relationship between two people who are related. So say I'm related to you, we can use these models to predict, exactly how many, or I shouldn't say exactly, but a range of how many generations is from us to our common grandmother and grandfather. And so not only, this, but then to test your cousins, your extended cousins, to be able to put together a family tree. So we rely on machine learning and in an extended way, AI, to help us to put together the accurate predictions as well as historical documents to flesh out the story.
So we're out of time now, maybe in 30 seconds each. I want to begin with you, Prof. David. The final message to our listeners in this regard.
We, as African Americans, we really want this. We are seeking this. And to know that we can find living cousins in Ghana it is very emotional in a positive way. So I encourage, people, in Ghana to seek out Dr. Mills and seek this project out to see how they can participate.
Dr. Mills, finally.
Yes. So I would also want to encourage people that when we approach for you to participate in the study, you would gladly give us your consent to participate. Thank you.
Right. Thank you very much. And we are grateful for your time. We will support you in this regard. We are happy to see you. People, this is where we end the conversation on ATL FM. Is being the issue segment that was brought to us by Salgin Medical Center. You heard from Dr. Richael Mills with the Department of Biomedical Sciences, and Professor LaKisha David, Assistant Professor, Department of Anthropology, College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. Have a blessed day.